Hey, what's going on, guys? It's JB the Chiha, and if you read the manga, this episode actually raises more questions. But I'm not gonna get into that. I'm not gonna spoil anything. But it was epic. It really was. I enjoyed seeing Kakashi and Guy fighting side by side. But I was actually hoping to get the I forgot which is which, but the swordsman with the needle sword. The one that everyone is interested in. I wanted like some backstory of him or even the other guy, but we didn't get any backstory of those two swordsmen. I think we're more likely to get backstory of maybe Sugetsu's brother, maybe. But anywho, no, it was still a epic episode. But we start off with Kakashi going to confront them by himself, and we see this one shinobi saying that he's being controlled by strings, and it looks like he's doing some type of dance or something. I thought that part was, I don't know why, but I laughed at that part. And then all of a sudden, the needle, we actually see the needle go through his stomach this time. I think that's only happened once. They've always centered it and just showed the blood or something. But yeah, we actually see the needle go through him, and then he like sold him to a tree, and then there was like 7 or 8 other shinobi that he did it to, and he was just laughing. I mean, I don't know why, but he's the most interesting swordsman to me. Probably because there's so much mystery behind what he looks like because he wears the mask all the time. But then Kakashi's in trouble, and then Guy comes to help. I'm not gonna say Kakashi. Well, yeah, Kakashi is in trouble basically, and Guy comes and they exchange a few words, and then they go all out towards him, and the Guy messes up and he gets his leg caught in the needle strings, I guess, and Kakashi saves him, and the guy with the explosive sword, he's about to blow them both up, and Kakashi brings up a mud wall, and I, I don't understand how he lost his sight. Was it from the explosion? Did some rocks fly into his eye? Or, I mean, I only saw the episode one time. I may have missed it, but I don't understand how he lost his sight. But then we get a flashback of, wait, let me backtrack real quick. There's this female that got knocked out. The only one that didn't die on the battlefield for some reason at that time was this girl named Ran, but Kakashi pronounced it Ron. It sounded like, man. I thought it said Ran at first. I actually rewinded that part because brown hair. I couldn't really see her face. I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, her name was Ran or Ron or whatever, and she ran away. Or ran away, and yeah, we get a flashback of Kakashi, Guy, and Ren. And I'm like, okay, we just saw a chick named Ren. Now we're seeing Ren. And at the end, I guess you could say it's kind of a connection, but I'm pretty sure it's not a big connection. But the flashback of Ren, Kakashi, and Guy is what um, really caught my attention this episode. Because if you read the chapters, if you read the manga, you know what happens later on, and something gets revealed. But anywho, the relationship that Ren and Kakashi had, it seemed normal. And Guy, you know, it's interesting to see how Kakashi is still thinking that rules are number one right now, even after Obito died, because I guess he thinks that's why Obito died, because they did deviate from the plan to go help out a friend, but he says that he just doesn't want someone else to get hurt like Obito, because we saw like a quick flashback of Obito under the rocks, and he says, I don't want that to happen again. So I guess he's going back to his old ways. Like, I guess he's kind of in between of Obito's way, of the friends comes first, and the village way of the mission comes first at that time. And that was just real interesting to see, because I thought after Obito died, he was just 100% about the friend thing. But yeah, I thought that was really interesting. But like I said in a previous discussion, the flashbacks and the fillers, from now to January, serve a purpose later on down the line. I won't tell what purpose, but this one, to me, it doesn't really, it explains how Guy and Teamwork out there work together, and how Kakashi found strength to fight for his friend or whatnot. But it serves another purpose that I really want to go into. For people that watch the, my anime reviews, they told me they prefer not for me not to spoil anything about the manga. But for those of you that read the manga, just analyze the flashbacks of Kakashi Ren and Guy and think of what's happening in the manga now. But anyway, I really enjoyed the flashback, and I just thought it was kind of I thought it was kind of weak that they, you know, compared Ren to this other female shinobi that looks similar with brown hair and that we'll probably never see again. I mean, Ren is kind of an important character, and for her to be compared with someone that we'll probably never see again, I think it's kind of weak. Unless they're related somehow. I don't know. But then Kakashi remembers, and Guy remembered what happened, back then, and how they overcame the odds. I really like in the present time, Kakashi was the one who went to fight the swordsman by himself, and in the flashback, it was the opposite. Guy went to fight I think there was the Stone Ninja by himself, and in the flashback, Kakashi came to help Guy, and in the present, Guy came to help Kakashi, and that was just Guy's way of repaying that debt pretty much, which I thought was pretty epic. This episode is one of the most I guess it has a lot of hidden meaning as far as friendship and stuff like that goes. I mean, it was an awesome episode. You know, it was no, I really like the animation, and it's a shame that, that some of the fillers get better animation than some of the regular episodes. But I'm not complaining. I really like the needle swordsman, and his moves. I think it's awesome. The spider stitching, and we saw that they didn't really care about each other. Like he was fucking up the other swordsman, and vice versa. They was just fucking each other up. They obviously don't really care about each other, which has me thinking, how did they cooperate when they were alive, and when they couldn't be brought back? Maybe they were just more careful. But I would like to see more background of them. But that's pretty much all I have. What did you guys think, and especially you manga readers? What do you think about the Ren? Is this around the same time frame that I guess this is kind of a spoiler, but it really isn't. But the flashback that we have of Ren, Kakashi, and Guy, do you think it could be around the same time frame of the flashback that we just got out of in the manga? Because Obito is already dead in this flashback, because Kakashi remember him under the rocks. So we might see more of this later on, because like I said, these fillers are making the manga better. By the time we get to where we are in the manga, I believe these fillers would have helped out a lot. So yeah, tell me what you guys thought about it. And what was your favorite part? Are you upset you didn't get any background of the needle swordsman? It was okay. And Takashi's eyesight just happened to come back when everything was over. And another part that I found funny is when Ran, whatever her name is, when she was unconscious, he like made a beat, like a beatbox beat on her face. He went, he hit her face like 6 times in like the same pattern. I don't know why, but I thought that was funny. The sound it made, I don't know. Anyway, it's been JB the Chiha. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.